Hello and welcome back to the Football Forecast. We've got Dan, we've got Will, and we've got Mbappe on the agenda. Probably one of the most talked about footballers for the last few years, and some for good reasons, currently for bad. Apparently he wants to leave PSG, having rejected Madrid, having got this new bumper contract. What is going on with Mbappe?
I just feel like he's never wanted to be at PSG, apart from maybe like a 3-month honeymoon period when he first joined. Every sort of transfer season, there's always rumours, and there's going to be rumours with a player of that calibre. But obviously, he's sparking these rumours, getting them out there. And I think for best part, he needs to leave because PSG have given him everything. Was he sporting director, manager, coach, physio? Kitman, he does everything there. So they've given him everything. You know, sometimes relationships don't work. You have to go, it's not me, it's you. And we have to get out of there. So I think... Good advice. Yeah. It's not just football advice on this show. It's forecasts all over the place. I just think, he needs to leave. But the big debate is, with that sort of cash, who is going to buy him?
I assumed he'd had some form of impact in the new manager coming in, but it doesn't sound like he gets on with the new manager, Mbappe. He's just trouble, isn't he? He's such a good player. You know, he's one of the most... He probably is the most exciting player to watch because of his pace and his trickery. He's probably the most exciting player to watch in the world. I love watching him, but there's just so many question marks over his character now and the people around him as well, that would anyone want to touch him, especially for the crazy money, because he signed that contract as well. Yeah. You know, you're not getting him for anything less than £200 million, I wouldn't think. And clubs don't have that to spend on one player.
He
didn't have £1.5 million, as we discussed earlier. So I just think he's creating a lot of bad dialogue around himself, Mbappe, at the moment. He needs to concentrate on his football. You can't be behaving in this way when you've just signed the massive contract that you signed.
I think the way Thierry Henry was speaking about him in the week was very telling. He sort of almost very scathing. And I think
Henry doesn't do things like that either.
No, it's a sort of like for a fellow countryman as well, who you'd think he'd want to sort of be the future French hope as well. So, well, not the current French hope as well. So I just think that was very telling him of the way he sort of like, Mbappe's never been told no. And for the facts that we know, that's true, isn't it? Because of everything, the red carpet that's been rolled out at Paris for him. So I think it is the case of where is next for him.
Conspiracy theory.
You love a conspiracy theory.
I do. What if Thierry Henry is fearful that his legacy might get taken by Mbappe and therefore he's gone after him a little bit?
I don't think Thierry has any worries pre or post career, just the way Mbappe's handling himself at the moment. You wouldn't see a prime Thierry Henry doing that. To
be fair, he actually made the point that when he was at Barcelona, the manager said to him, go and play there, and he just said, I'll do whatever the manager says. Yeah. So there is a worry here with Mbappe that he's... At his age, he's sort of like burning too many bridges. I wonder if Madrid will go, we'll sign you after the summer where you basically teased us to say you were going to sign. I don't know if Florentino Perez is a guy to not hold a grudge. I think he's actually quite the opposite.
Well, we're dealing with huge egos here. Yeah. Perez, Mbappe, you know, like you say, Perez probably wouldn't want to have a climb down and go back and sign him. Now he's maybe burnt his bridges with Real Madrid.
You maybe look at Bayern, but they never spend that type of money. They're too sort of savvy when it comes to spending. The rumour is that PSG will only sell to Liverpool, which feels so bizarre. But do Liverpool want that sort of character with everything going on? Let's just be fair on Mbappe here. Could this just be a case of there's a lot of PR around him? You're going to sell papers or clicks on the internet if you put things out about Mbappe similar to Pogba. Could this be a case of Mbappe's just getting sort of shown in a bad light?
But these things don't just come from nowhere, do they? The dialogue is at the moment, Kylian Mbappe wants to leave Paris Saint-Germain. He's got previous with that. It's not a new thing, is it? We've been talking about it for years that he wants to leave Paris Saint-Germain. Yet he signed a new contract and he's still there. So there's just a lot of unhelpful noise. He just needs to spend some time concentrating on his game, which is already stupendous. You know, try and bring the Champions League to the team that he's at. Bring the Champions League to France.
Apparently, this is what he wants. He wants to go somewhere where he can actually win the Champions League.
I mean, for all we'll laugh and make jokes, you can win the league at PSG. Sorry, win the Champions League at PSG. For all everyone laughs at what happens to them. You know, they've got as good a chance as most teams of winning the Champions League, but it's just a stupid situation, isn't it? We shouldn't be sat here in October after he's just signed a contract in the summer talking about Kylian Mbappe wanting to leave again. It just shouldn't be something that we're even here discussing.
I think that's why I sort of believe the rumours as well, sort of the veracity and the sources where they've come from as well, and the stories that he's not happy in the position he's playing with. It just feels, get the World Cup done, and then move on to a potential new team. But then someone like that moving in January just feels very unprecedented as well.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in football, does it?
Where could he possibly go?
Well, I know what you're trying to go me to saying, and we were talking off there because of the money involved in the Premier League. Liverpool can't do it. Manchester City wouldn't do it. Who could possibly pay the money that you'd get rejected? It's like offering a cheeky bid on Football Manager. You know you're going to get turned back, but the source of money in the Premier League at the moment is Nubaid.
You said it.
Is Newcastle. I'm not saying he's going to move there.
Look, I don't completely oppose that idea because I've gone through an entire list of an Excel sheet of teams that have X amount of money and why he would go there and why he wouldn't. I don't actually have an Excel sheet, but he's not going to go to Man
I believed
City.
you did actually. I was going to say tag us in.
What did you take me for? He's not going to Man City. They've signed Haaland. He's not going to United because they won't sign. Actually, you never know. But they've just got Anthony and Sancho. He's not going to Liverpool because they don't have the money. Arsenal don't want him. Chelsea with the American owner. We haven't mentioned Chelsea. That could be because they really wanted Ronaldo in the summer, and full well knowing all the stuff that was going on with Ronaldo. The reason I say Newcastle is because they've got the money, and if it is a January move and Newcastle want to accelerate the project, I don't think they will. But if Mbappe gets offered to you and they go 150 million, you've probably got it in your back pocket. Are you not slightly tempted?
I think Chelsea's very tempting just because Aubameyang's in there at the moment. Potter didn't bring him as well, so he sort of. I mean, what a story for Graham Potter if he gets Mbappe in January. But saying that obviously feels.
He probably doesn't want him though.
Yeah, does he fit in?
Yeah.
It's not a very Newcastle thing to do. I know when Newcastle got taken over, we all thought they were going to go and splurge massive amount of money on people. I get, it's Mbappe if they got the chance to do it. I mean, I can't believe we're even talking about this, by the way. If they got the chance to get Mbappe, they'd probably take it. But it goes against what they've done so far.
But what I'm saying is, yes, you're absolutely right in saying that. But were they actually offered anyone of that top caliber when that transfer policy was getting put together? Probably not.
No.
Now you get offered Mbappe, and they're going, he's definitely going to sign, etc., etc. They're still 6th, 7th in the league. I'm not saying Newcastle will sign him. For the record, I don't believe Newcastle will sign him.
Can I say as well, I don't believe that they will either. Just to clear up, it's Will's idea.
In a word, does he stay or does he go? And if he goes to where does he go?
I just think he stays because there is nowhere to go.
Probably stay and get another couple of years added on his contract and a pay rise, won't it?
New role as well, probably.
That's just what happens with him at the moment. He'll probably get a couple of years extra put on his contract and get a few extra £1,000 a week. I don't know. It's just getting ludicrous now with Mbappe.
And now that I put the suggestion out, I think Chelsea in the summer could be on.
I think that is the best suggestion.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.